agree with Chetan ji that इसका दिल्ली के इलेक्शंस पे इतना असर नहीं पड़ेगा, पर साइलेंस पीरियड में ऑफ कोर्स प्रधानमंत्री जा रहे हैं और 24/7 टीवी पे दिख रहे हैं, इसका ये इंटरेस्टिंग है। पर दिल्ली का जो वोटर है वो सिर्फ काम की राजनीति पे भरोसा करता है। दिल्ली की वोटर सोचता है कि नहीं, कौन मुझे, बुजुर्गों को कौन कुंभ में भेज रहा है, बुजुर्गों को कौन अयोध्या यात्रा करा रहा है, बुजुर्गों को कौन चार धाम की यात्रा करा रहा है, वो अरविंद केजरीवाल है। फ्री बिजली, फ्री पानी, 24 घंटे बिजली, ये सारे अरविंद केजरीवाल दे रहे हैं। Interestingly, today what happens is that today the Honorable Prime Minister says that we will be providing rebadies to Delhiites if we come to power. But interestingly, the same day today, the Energy Minister, the Central Energy Minister, is saying that we will all the free electricity throughout all the states should be stopped. So these double speak in terms of BJP will really hamper BJP's prospects in Delhi. Because ultimately the people of Delhi think that कौन हमें अच्छी जिंदगी देगा, कौन हमारे बच्चों को पढ़ाई देगा, कौन हमारे बुजुर्गों को हेल्थ केयर देगा. These are all important things. And also the elderly who want to visit Kumbh Mela or even different sacred sites, they think that केजरीवाल जी भेजते रहे पिछले 5-10 साल से, बीजेपी तो भेजती नहीं रही.
Right.
So
now there is just pulling away Akashji for a second. Just we're getting pictures. So there is chanting in the background, and these are pictures of Prime Minister. Like I said, it's the 3 Anjalis Arghya which will happen to the sun, and the 3 dips against the flow of the water, that you will sit down and do it thrice. That's what the Prime Minister has done. Interesting, his sartorial choice this time around, it's tracks and a hoodie. Is the same thing that he was wearing at the Zedmore tunnel. So there is a shift that he's also, if you were to see in the Prime Minister's casual attire, that we are seeing. And
trying to appeal to young voters, to Gen Z voters. But just walk us through, what are the mantras that are being chanted, and what is it that you're supposed to pray to as you take these 3 holy dips?
Well, depending upon which sampradaya you would follow, as of now, they are chanting the prayers towards the. Okay, so these are Upanishadic chants which they are actually chanting as prayer towards the elements, towards nature. Yeah. And also they will chant the Swasti mantra, they will chant, now if you're praying to Mahadev, many of them would also chant the Rudram. So at various, based on what you believe in. Yeah. But largely it is about people, it is about uniting with the cosmic powers, also praising the various elements which are there, especially water, the 5 elements we want to see. So sun is energy, is Agni, there is ether, there is air, water, and and of course sky, Akash. So these are the 5 elements that would be.
So the Rudraksh that he's using to chant the mantras.
Because he's a Shiv Bhakt, so Rudraksh is representative of Shiva. So, and that's why many use different beads. So those who follow the Vaishnava Sampradaya or worship Krishna or Rama will use Tulsi beads. And it's usually 108. So you chant and you do a round of 108. Or it's 54 and you chant it twice. So 108 itself adds up to number 9. These numbers itself have significance. The petals of a lotus are 108. So there are scientific, geographic, and also astrological and numerical importances. Why the number 9 is so special? Why the number 108 is very special? The number of veins in the leaves, many say, counts up to 108. So 108 is present in all around us as far as nature is concerned. The number 9 is present because Navagraha, 9 grahas, so the number 9 becomes important. And that's why Prime Minister, he's a Shiv Bhakt, so that's why Rudraksh, and that's what he's doing. He's also chanting. So whatever is his chanting mantra in the praise of Shiva, that's what he will chant. Depending upon the sampradayas or the various offshoots of Shaivism, each one would have a different mantra or a different chant. So many chant the Mahamrityunjaya mantra. That means that's the mantra that ensures that you are elevated or protected from death, because Shiva is supposed to be the only god who defeated Yama, and there is a story there. So many people will chant the Mahamrityunjay mantra. Many people would chant only Om Namah Shivaya, or the 3 syllables that, or Om, which represents against the universal hum of the universe. That's the sound of the universal sound. That's Om. So depending upon what works for him, he would do his
interesting
chant.
thing that Chetan made, and if I can go back to him, Chetan, I don't want to see this purely from a political lens, but point is, no one stopped, as you said, Rahul Gandhi or Arvind Kejriwal from going to the Kumbh. They may still go, or maybe after the elections are over, they may still go. I think you have time till the 26th, which is when Mahashivratri is, so you have another 20 odd days. Akhilesh Yadav went.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the prominent opposition politicians who went. I don't think he saw it necessarily from a political prism. But to detach the politics out of it, I think would also be naive.
No, I mean, see, it is a country of faith. We have politicians are always trying to find ways to connect with people. And if this is one of the ways they can connect with people, then, I mean, they could. And I don't think there is as such anything wrong with it. It's up to the people how much meaning they ascribe to this, how much of their voting preference comes down to this. But I think as people want to see their leader do some of the cultural traditions of the country. I don't know whether this video is playing on loop a lot but like that water is cold, by the way, Zaka. So I think if he's
Yeah.
wearing a tracksuit or something, it could be due to the weather. I mean, I don't know. You mentioned like it's to connect with the youth or something. It's just cold, and so, like I said, it depends. Now, the BJP's politics has been about Hindutva. It has been about like taking ownership of, but Hinduism is for every other leader too. I mean, if they feel this will allow us to connect with our voters, I mean, go. But I would like to believe that there is some genuine faith in it as well. You're not just going for appearances, and I think people can tell. But what's the interesting thing is that if you don't go because you feel you don't want to be seen as too Hindu, because there is a segment of your vote bank which doesn't like that. That's also political, right? Not going because some voter base of mine is not going to like it. Isn't that political, or is only going political? And so we don't know yet. So we will see. Like you said, it's till the 26th. I think it's a big event. I think it also, when senior leaders go, it boosts tourism of
Yes,
that
it
place. So they become brand ambassadors for that event. It becomes a big deal that, okay, even the prime minister went. Okay, let's go, guys. Instagram wanderlust. Okay, 1 million people in a traffic jam, and I think that's. But it's there, and that's another interesting point. That I thought that the youth of this country will not be so much into it, but they are. A lot of young people are going. They are making plans. It's become, like someone I think a few days back said, it's bigger than the Coldplay concert.
Well, 40 crore people coming there have to be youth. It cannot be just there cannot be just geriats there. But the aspect is, Chetan Bhagat, that the Prime Minister seems comfortable. He's not uncomfortable doing this. So it's not just mere optics. It's also part intrinsic to your faith. And what the Prime Minister does, everybody wants to see, because he is perhaps the biggest influencer in our country. Look what he did to Lakshadweep.
Yeah, and if 40 crore people are going, and won't the 40 crore people like to see, wow, even the Prime Minister went, right? Didn't like the Coldplay guys also go?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, Chris Martin
Chris
and
Martin.
Yeah.
Dakota Johnson went.
Dakota Johnson went, yes.
Or it could be because they felt faith, or it could be because they wanted to make the Indian fan base happy. I don't know. They did a lot of things, like they're talking about the cricketers in their concerts. I don't know if Chris Martin is really into cricket, but he talked about Jasprit Bumrah and all that. I mean, because to connect better with the audience. So there is always, whenever there is a celebrity or a big leader who goes, there will be that element that, is he doing it for PR? Is he doing it for politics? But as long as you're being your authentic self, and I think the Prime Minister is a devout man. I mean, he does believe that, going here is really auspicious. And I think it's a good thing that he went. What day should he have chosen? Please, I think people who feel that this is very political timing, tell me a day he could have gone, which will not be considered
So
political.
today is also a good day. It's
Tell